Hi, welcome to the IBM Blockchain for Supply Chain and Trade Finance demo. This demo shows how the Watson IoT platform can be used in collaboration with the IBM Hyperledger blockchain to track shipping information for cargo transport. In this case, we will show how both the documentation associated with the cargo transport as well as logistics information gathered during the transport can both be stored on the blockchain. One of the key advantages of using a blockchain for cargo transport is that all of the participants on the blockchain have access to the information. So all of the participants can see the current status of the shipment as well as its location. As we open the demo, we can see on this first screen the list of contracts currently stored on the blockchain. And you can see for each of these shipments, we can see where the shipment is currently located and what its condition is. So now let's add a new contract to the blockchain. First off, we create the documentation associated with the shipment. The first document is the letter of credit between the shipper, Singapore Flowers, and the lending bank, the Bank of Belgium. So the information is filled out on the document, and then the document is added into the blockchain. One of the key aspects of adding a document to the blockchain is the consensus step. In a blockchain, each of the participants on the blockchain participates in the consensus. This allows all of the participants to agree on the rules that the transaction must comply with, and also gives them access to all of the data, which makes it easier for them to share the data and process it. Next is the logistics contract. Because we're using IoT devices, we can also monitor the status of the shipment. In this case, we are adding two business rules to the logistics contract. One is that the temperature of the flowers must remain between 5 degrees Celsius and 12 degrees Celsius. And second, that the humidity must remain between 40 and 70%. As the shipment progresses through the various stages of its journey, IoT devices will monitor the temperature and the humidity and periodically report them back through the Watson IoT platform, which will then write them into the blockchain to create both a permanent record and also allow them to be shared between all of the parties on the blockchain. And you can see we're also stepping through the other documentation required. We're stepping through the photosanitary certificate, and finally here we have the final document, the bill of lading. With all the documentation in place, it's finally time to get the final sign-off. And we can see here we have the final sign-off and the validation by all of the parties on the blockchain. So now let's get these flowers rolling. So here we can see that we're using the Watson IoT platform to track the temperature and humidity of the flowers on their journey. When the flowers reach a waypoint of their journey, the information will be communicated back through the platform and written to the blockchain. In this demo, we can generate a system malfunction that will cause the temperature of the flowers to go outside of the range specified within the logistics contract. So here we can see that the logistics contract has been broken because the temperature has exceeded the range. That information will be written to the blockchain. So both the party responsible for breaking the logistics contract as well as when it happened will be on the blockchain. By using a blockchain, we provide easy access to the documentation for all of the parties associated with the cargo shipment. In this case, we can see the Antwerp custom officials have access to the bill of lading and all of the documentation associated with the shipment to make it easy for them to process the shipment as it reaches the destination port. And finally, we can see that the flowers have reached their final destination. The receiver can now look at the blockchain to see if all of the business rules specified within the logistics contract have been met. In this case, they have not been met because the temperature has exceeded the rule put in the logistics contract. And the receiver can see who is responsible for the flowers at the time that the temperature was exceeded and when it happened during its journey. This brings us to the end of the demo. We appreciate your attention and hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.